one. Hi, everyone, and welcome. If you are listening to this podcast, you are listening to the hashtag Grounded and Glam Modern Mystics and Motherhood podcast on Apple, iTunes, and Spotify. And if you are watching my YouTube channel. My name is Erin. I go by Erin, the Urban Mermaid, and I'm a mother, writer, intuitive empath, 5D soul coach, esoteric healer, and spiritual business mentor. And my mission here is to guide my fellow empaths and light workers on their spiritual and personal development journeys, to help them heal and refine that inner light that they lost through conditioning and shine it back into the world as leaders of the new earth. I also am a tarot and intuitive birth chart reader, and I have a monthly membership program for these wonderful souls looking for guidance on their journeys. So thank you, everyone, and welcome back. I'd like to welcome a very special and very cool guest today. I'm welcoming Melissa Varela, and she is the owner and founder of Universe Soul Crystals. So she creates and she makes intentional jewelry. She has crystals, and she also is a crystal and energy healer and does sound therapy, which is very cool. Let's get Melissa on here right now. Okay, so welcome, Melissa.
Thank you. Hi, thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh,
Grateful too. Grateful.
Yeah, we're so happy to have you. So I want to just have everyone get to know you a little bit better, do a couple icebreaker questions. So first, what is your sun, moon, and rising sign?
For sure. So this is really interesting. I signed up for CoStar a few months ago, and I found out my sun is in Aries, my moon is in Leo, and I'm rising Aquarius. But I downloaded this new app. It's called Chani or Chani. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a new app, and it actually tells me that I'm a Capricorn rising instead of Aquarius. So it's super interesting to find this out. I just recently found that out. Yeah. So I just figured I'd throw that out there.
You should come get a birth chart by me, because I will tell you what you really are. Yeah, okay. Capricorn and Aquarius, you have the same times in, right? You put the same time in?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Time, yeah.
Ooh, because if your rising sign is off, it changes all the houses that you have in. So I wonder which one you'd relate more to. Interesting. Okay, so as a crystal connoisseur, what's your personal favorite crystal?
So right now I have it right here with me is a labradorite crystal, and this is the stone of transformation. I find I'm so drawn because it has little flashes. It's probably hard to see here, but if you shine it under some light or the sun, you'll see like a bright flash of like blues and pinks. This one's a pink one. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorite stones. And I just feel like it's the perfect stone to help me through my journey, since I'm constantly evolving and transforming, and it's a stone of transformation. So I just feel it. I feel very connected to it.
Nice. Oh, whoops. I just kicked my light. Okay. So now, do you have a favorite tarot or oracle deck?
Yes. So I have a few. I actually bought another one today. It's called
They're so addicting, Dreamer. Right? They're so addicting.
They are. And I don't have many, but I this is my
welcome
4th one. But this one's really pretty. It's called Awakened Dreamer. They're oracle cards, and they're really beautiful. I haven't really played with them yet, but my favorite one is Mystic Mondays.
I've seen that one.
Yeah, they're so like just the way they look, like the holographics on them. And I've been working with them this week, and I just love the messages I've been receiving. And this is definitely my favorite for this year so far.
Very nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, so I met Melissa on Instagram, where I seem to meet everybody else, because where else do you meet people? And we actually have something in common. We're both East Coast girls living in San Diego. So I'm from Brooklyn, I'm from the city in New York, and you're from Jersey, right?
Yep, from Jersey.
What part of Jersey are you from?
I'm from Perth Amboy, so I'm not too far from the city. I'm about
Okay.
probably an hour to Brooklyn.
Okay. Yeah, I
Super
know.
close to Staten Island. Super close to Staten Island.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which yeah, I'm very familiar with Staten Island. All my friends grew up and moved there. Now they're all in Jersey.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, we spent a lot of time going to like AC and the shore.
Yep.
Yep. Okay,
Good
so
times, right?
now you're out here in yeah, now you're out here in San Diego, and I want to hear a little bit about your personal story, your wellness journey, your spiritual journey, and kind of like how did you get to where you are today?
For sure. So in 2016, I would say, or
Mhm.
maybe even before then, I started this personal development journey. The first book I ever read that really opened my eyes was The Secret.
Mhm.
I was at a job that it was a good company, but I was working with people that were toxic, very negative. They would speak negatively every day, like really hurtful and harmful things that
Mhm.
affected me to the point where um, their energy would be carried on to me, and I would go home crying, commuting back home because I worked in Princeton at the time. So
Okay.
I was already commuting, which is draining.
Yeah, it's the
And
worst.
then spending 8 hours next to people who just were
Mhm.
negative.
What
It
field were
was
you in?
I was in oh my gosh, life science. So I was a project
Oh,
coordinator.
okay.
Yeah, I was a project coordinator. It was a small office. So it was like
Okay.
four other women. We were in the back
Oh.
of the building. So we all sat next to each other. And I don't know, I've always been that person at work who kind of keeps to themselves just
Mhm.
because I've always liked to protect my energy, but I never realized that until like
Mhm.
talking about it now, like, wow,
Mhm.
okay. I've been trying to protect my energy for a really long time. But anyhow, I decided it was time for me to make a change, to find a career closer to home,
Mhm.
um, and just need something new and fresh. And that's when The Secret came into my life. I started reading that. I created like my own little personal paper vision board, carried around,
Mhm.
and manifested what I wanted. Ended up landing a role like a month later after reading the book and working on manifesting
Mhm.
what I wanted. And from there, I met my partner. He introduced me to some personal development books with Brendan Bouchard, Motivation
Mhm.
Manifesto. It was just all with books
Okay.
that helped. So Emotional 2.0, just raising awareness.
Okay.
Um, and 3 years into that new job, I started meeting people that kind of aligned with entrepreneurship because I started a business before Universal to help me just excel
Okay.
and deepen strengths and skills. So I met a friend who she spoke a lot about, and we're still friends. She spoke a lot about feathers and signs. She even wrote a book about feathers. It's a really beautiful. It's a children's book. It's beautiful. Um, and that's when I started getting into crystals, but I still didn't really understand it, and I didn't have many friends. I feel like now in Jersey it's starting to become a little bit more
Oh,
popular,
yeah.
like people are actually
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about it,
yeah, yeah. It
because
was
nobody
not this
talked about it
yeah,
then.
it was not this
No,
years ago.
no. And all my, like, even my friends from college, they're like, yeah, I have tons of crystals. And I'm like, girl, like I
Since
lived with you
when?
for a few
Yeah.
years. I didn't
Yeah.
know like you were into
I
crystals.
know, I
But
know.
it's so interesting how just the journey I've been on and how
Mhm.
everything has evolved and the people that I've met along my
Mhm.
journey. So again, working on the personal development, my partner and I decided that we wanted to move to San Diego.
Mhm.
Um, and we made it happen. We drove out here
Mm.
2.5 years ago. Yeah, in 3 days. We were anxious to get out here.
Oh my God,
So
I'm not a road trip person. That scares me.
it was actually really nice. Like if I could do it again, I would, but I would actually take a longer time to do it.
To
three
see
days
stuff.
was a little rough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was gorgeous. It was an
Mhm.
experience. And then once I moved out here, I started connecting with people that were interested in crystals.
Mhm.
Um, and that's where I got into making the jewelry. And I made the
Mhm.
jewelry just for fun. At
Mhm.
first, I didn't think it was going to turn into anything. And it was
Mhm.
helping me heal because, you know, I moved, what was it, 3,000 miles across the country,
Mm-hmm.
trying to make new friends. I'm in a
Mm-hmm.
new place.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, it just grew. I decided to put it on Etsy, all the jewelry on Etsy, and things just started selling. And
Mm-hmm.
I just haven't looked back.
That's wonderful. So it's just
Mhm.
you and your partner out here. You don't have your other families back east?
Yeah, they're back in Jersey.
Uh-huh.
So I've made some friends since then, but yeah, we're just like, whatever, warm weather and
Yeah, I know. It must be, I feel like it's probably harder too as an adult. Like I moved here right after, not right after college, like early 20s. Like I think I was, what was I, 24 when I moved here. And it was just so different. I was like such a different person. I was like, oh, I'm going to go party. The amount of friends I made over the years is stupid. But, now here I am, it must be a lot different coming as an adult. And then now we're so
yeah.
limited to what we could do anyway.
Oh my God, absolutely. Yeah, it was for me, I felt like it was a challenge, but I
Mhm.
feel like the crystals helped me along the way and they connected me with the people that were meant to be in my life, which
Nice.
is really cool because sometimes we want, I wanted all the friends. I'm like, I want all the friends. I want to go to all the events and network and do all the empowerment
Yeah.
stuff. And then,
Well,
and
that's the Leo Aries in you, because fire signs and Leos, they're very outgoing people, especially, and they want to
yeah,
network, they want to be in the crowd. It's not like like a Cancer who wants to be home all the time. So
yeah.
it's finding that healthy balance, and because I think about that too. Like I'm in a place where like I really a lot of times prefer to be alone at home. Well, not alone. I'm obviously never alone with my kids, but home. But then I do start to miss like what it's like the networking stuff can be really fun, and just doing stuff like that for sure. So how
Mhm.
can you compare, this is going to be funny, compare living in San Diego to living in Jersey?
Oh, it's night and day, girl. It is night and day. It was such an adjustment for me
It
because
is slower life here.
I, whew, and now I'm like starting to embrace it, like, because
Hmm.
I live by the beach, so this is even a more different lifestyle
Yeah,
than
right.
some other areas in San Diego, but
Hmm.
it took me a while. It took me a while. Like I was wondering when I'm like, why aren't people answering my emails right away? Like, why isn't anyone answering or doing
Uh,
this or getting this done?
oh,
And now I'm just like, all right. I always tell
yeah.
people, I'm like, you know what? It can wait. At the end of the day, it whatever's meant to happen is gonna happen. So there's no rush. So
Yeah,
that's another thing that has helped me
yeah, there's no rush out
living out
here.
here.
I remember, especially, I was such a New Yorker when I moved here. I would go to like the bank, have to go into the bank for something or go to the post office, and I'd be livid by the time I left.
Yeah, it was definitely something that took me a while to get used to out here, but I love
Right.
it. I love
And
it.
so your shop isn't on Etsy anymore, right? You have your own store yourself, your website, right? Okay.
Yes.
That's cool.
So after playing around with Etsy for a couple months, I decided, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather have my own thing. It's easier to do your own marketing. I mean, you can still do
Mhm.
marketing with Etsy, but I just found it easier. And I like to create and be really hands-on with my stuff. So
Mhm. Okay, and, like, what kind of, well, I know, but can you tell everyone, like, what kind of jewelry you make, or?
yeah, for sure. So I actually handpick all the crystals
Mhm.
here local to San Diego. Sometimes I'll travel to LA. I haven't gone to LA in a while, but
Mhm.
I'll pick all the crystals. I wire wrap them, turn them into necklaces. I'm also making wire wrapped rings now that I really enjoy making. They're a lot of
Mhm.
fun.
Mhm.
And then I also make the bead bracelets. So,
Mm.
and sometimes I'll make earrings too.
Mhm.
It just all depends on my mood.
Mhm, and you sell, like, loose crystals and stones also, right?
Yes. So I do custom kits. I haven't had any kits recently, but I want to work on something for Valentine's Day,
Oh,
something
that's
for
nice.
self-love,
Yeah.
self-care. But I do that. I also have the free forms, and if you're looking for raw forms, I do have people who do request custom orders. So if you're looking for something specific and you don't see it on my website, I will intuitively pick it out for you with intention, cleanse it, and with the person in mind. I can do that for them as well.
Do you have a crystal that's a bestseller, or a jewelry piece that's like a hands down bestseller?
You know, a lot of people are always looking for protection.
Mm.
So I would say black tourmaline has been big,
Yeah.
huge. Black tourmaline, obsidian,
Uh-huh.
shungite was another
Yeah.
big one, a big hit. And then amethyst too.
Oh
Amethyst
yeah.
is another
It's
one.
so funny. I wish,
Yeah.
let me see if I could. I always have black tourmaline on my left side.
Mm.
And I always have my amethyst eye right there.
I love it.
Those are my two go-tos for the most part. Okay, so I thought it would be pretty fun. So I actually hate playing games. If anyone knows me, don't ask me to play a drinking game. Don't ask me to do a board game. I actually hate it. But I thought it would be fun to play a little game with you because it will help people kind of get to know crystals better, because there's so many, I mean, obviously it's infinite.
Yeah.
And they might, not know what they need, but crystals have a frequency and they have a vibration, which is why they're healing. So there's different crystals that are made for different, whether it's an emotion or an issue or, whatever you want to call it. So I thought it'd be fun if we do this like off the top of your head. You don't have to put too much thought into it. I'm going to say a list of things and I just want to hear what you recommend for everyone. Does that sound good?
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So throat chakra.
Ooh, blue kyanite.
Grounding.
Tourmaline.
Self-love.
Self-love, rose quartz.
Protection. I know you just said this, but
Protection, obsidian is another good protection stone.
okay. Connecting with your angels and guides.
Ooh, that's a good one. Blue celestite.
Ooh. Fertility.
Moonstone.
Okay. Money and wealth.
Citrine. That's my favorite. I have that here.
I have a citrine ring on actually. Okay. Manifesting.
Manifesting, you could do carnelian.
Okay. Sleep.
Amethyst. Amethyst and howlite.
Amethyst, really?
Oh, and what's the other one? There's one for like nightmares. Chrysoprase is another good one too to help.
Oh, okay. So my son's a really bad sleeper, right? And so I was told to take all the higher chakra crystals out of the room because like he's in his head a lot, or like he's not calm or whatever. So do you think amethyst is still a good sleep one because it's the third eye chakra, or should I try something else?
You could try howlite. Try
Howlite.
howlite.
Okay, I'm actually writing that down. Okay. Anxiety.
Anxiety, amethyst, and also unakite. Unakite's a good one for that.
You're teaching me because I've never heard of so many.
Unakite is like a green one. I don't have it on here, but it's like
Okay.
green with orange in it. Yeah.
Oh, pretty. Okay. Your sacral chakra.
Sacral, you could do, I use citrine for, I use carnelian for sacral.
Okay. What about like just cleansing?
Cleansing, you could do selenite. You could do clear quartz.
Okay. Now, what about if someone has a headache?
You could use lapis lazuli for that and place it on the forehead.
Oh, okay. So I don't really get headaches a lot, but a couple weeks ago I had one, and I have this big clear quartz, and I just sat with it on my head for a little while, and I felt so much better. Okay, well, that was fun.
That
It's
was.
funny, a couple of the protection ones you mentioned, the black tourmaline, the shungite, and the obsidian, I've been reading a lot that those are EMF blockers too, that people should put
Mhm.
them on their cell phones and put them on their computers and buy like their Wi-Fi stands.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely.
That's pretty
They're
cool.
really strong. But I've heard that you have to be careful with shungite, placing it too close to the
Okay.
computers or TV because it actually can mess them up. That's what I've read.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
And it's so weird because we had a TV. I mean, it was a small piece,
Hmm.
and it's been sitting there underneath the TV for such a long time. But our
Hmm.
TV died like a few weeks ago, so
Oh, wow.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know. I
Interesting.
panicked. I was like, "Oh my god, I have to move this shungite out of the way." Like, what if it really did something to that? I don't know, but
Right.
that's what I
Yeah. Well, you
read.
don't want to try it with another TV then.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your other venture, which is you do crystal healing, and you do like which is an energy healing, and you're doing the sound healing now too, the sound therapy. So what can you tell me about like what a crystal healing session is like? I imagine it's virtual at the moment, but I just would like to say to everyone, the majority of energy healing that you can do can be done virtually because everything is done with intention. So don't be put off that you can't see somebody in person. I say that to anybody who's new to like Reiki or anything like that, or people who come to me for readings. They say, is it just as strong? You know, on the phone, I say it's the exact same thing. So, what is a crystal healing session like? And can you tell us about that?
Yeah, for sure. So I give the client the option whether they want to have a completely distant session. I would just let them know what time I'm going to perform that healing, that
Hmm.
energy healing at, or we can actually do it on Zoom. A lot
Okay.
of them will show up on Zoom. I don't have to see you face to face. You can actually lay down.
Hmm.
I'll guide you into a meditative state, and it's calming and grounding for myself and the client,
Hmm.
just because you get to be still and be present for a good 30 to 45 minutes. So what I do is I check to see what chakras could be unbalanced or blocked,
Hmm.
and then I work on sending that energy to those specific chakras, balancing them,
Hmm.
aligning them, and I make sure to cleanse the aura. That's something new I'm doing now because I'm learning. I'm working on getting Reiki attuned.
I was gonna
So I'm
say.
like I'm trying to incorporate some of those
Principles.
hand positions. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll cleanse the aura, I'll balance the chakras, and I also end with grounding just to make sure that,
Hmm.
energy isn't just all over the place.
Hmm.
And then the longer sessions will include a little mini sound bath for
Hmm.
grounding. And then I just end with letting you know what I worked on, any suggestions, like, for instance, if someone's throat chakra is unbalanced or blocked, I'll let them know you could do like neck stretches to open up your throat chakra. You
Hmm.
wear blue. These are the crystals to work with or that you can wear.
Hmm.
Um, so it's pretty hands-on, even though it's virtual. I'm
Hmm.
guiding you along the way, and I'm providing recommendations based off of what I find and the knowledge that I have.
Hmm. Okay, cool. So how long are your shorter sessions, and how long are the longer sessions?
So you have the option to do 30 minutes, and that's kind
Hmm.
of like a quick tune-up.
Okay.
And then I have 60-minute sessions, which are a little bit longer. So
Hmm.
you'll stay in that meditative state a little bit longer.
Hmm.
Some people enjoy that because just life,
Oh
you're
yeah,
busy, and this is a
absolutely.
time that you're committed to being
Yeah.
at, in this session still and
Hmm.
quiet. So I always recommend a 60-minute section.
Right. Right.
It's like a tongue
Right.
twister.
Right. And they can always come for the 30-minute tune-ups after, right?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay. So how did you so was going into the crystal healing just something that naturally flowed as you discovered the crystals and working with them yourself?
So when I first started doing the crystal jewelry, I had asked someone who is a certified crystal healer, and she mentioned to me, she just said, you know, go with your intuition and how you feel, because it's really just a piece of paper. But for me, it took after that, it took a couple of months. I said, you know what, I don't need to prove anything to
Right.
anyone. I'm learning. Um, but I thought it would be nice to do. So before the holidays, I'm like, you know what? I want to learn more, and I want to help people. So I took a course online,
Mhm.
and I finished within a month. And I worked on a few people just to practice, and
Mhm.
everyone enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it. So it's something that aligns with where I'm at right now in my journey.
Yeah, for sure. And so what about the sound healing? How did you get into that? I'm dying for sound bowls, but I know I can't have them in my house with my kids.
Yeah, so the sound bowls, I don't know if you're familiar with Janae Aiko,
Yeah.
but she's the one who actually got me started or into the sound bowls.
Mhm.
Her latest album that came out
The trigger
last.
protection mantra. I listened to that one.
Yeah, so I actually found that song recently. I didn't even know she had that song,
Oh,
but
okay.
she came out with an album last March, and each song on the album actually incorporates a sound bowl. And if you take the
Mhm.
time to really listen to the song,
Mhm.
each song you can hear the sound bowls playing while she's singing, or at the end, or in the beginning.
Mm.
And then now I just follow her all the time, on Instagram, on YouTube, and I
Mhm.
got my first the quartz bowl. I got it. Oh my god, around February, March, when her album came out, and then I bought
Okay.
another one, and I want more. Um,
Yeah.
but I just have to figure out like which size I want and which note I want, because they're all different notes that are
Oh,
related to your chakras. Mhm.
okay. Which ones do
Yeah.
you have? Which chakra ones do you have?
I have the root chakra and the heart chakra. So I really want solar and sacral.
Mhm.
Um, and what else did I want? I also want to get the throat. I want them all, but I feel
Yeah.
like I have to go one at a time because they're
Yeah.
just the space. They're huge. You have to be
Yeah.
careful with that.
Yeah, that's another thing too, and I imagine they're pretty delicate as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm afraid when I pick them up, I'm like holding it like a baby. Like,
Yeah, right?
please don't let anything happen to it.
I know. That's and so do you do your little sound healing sessions on Instagram. So that's something you guys
Mhm.
can check out. Your handle is uh at Universal Soul crystals.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I noticed that you do them maybe like once a week or whatever. And I actually watched one today when I was trying to get my kids to nap. And it's the second time I've done this because they're so loony. Um, now, do you do any private sound healing, or is that something that you would be interested in doing, or like a service to add, or?
I have added that service.
Mhm.
I haven't really put it out there yet,
Okay.
just because I've been working on other things, but I do have it. So if
Mhm.
anyone's interested, because I kind of took a break from doing the weekly sessions. I did one yesterday
Mhm.
for the first time in, I don't know, weeks, months.
Mhm.
It's been over a month,
Mhm.
and it felt really good. So
It
I
was
always want to be able to
beautiful.
provide that.
It was
Thank
beautiful.
you.
It
Thank
makes
you.
me want them so bad.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And I just
Mhm.
felt called, like I had no plan to do anything. Like I haven't
Mhm.
been on social media the last couple of days, just taking time for myself and
Yeah.
just getting grounded.
Yeah.
Um, and I told my partner, I'm like, are you going to bed? Because I think I'm going to do some sound bowls. Like I just feel
Mhm.
called to just with everything that has been going on.
Right, of
I
course.
just felt to share some sound healing and grounding for
Mhm.
everyone, and protection, because we
Yeah.
need it.
Yeah,
We need it.
absolutely. So now you've mentioned your partner a couple times, and you said that at the beginning of your journey, he's someone who introduced you to some of the books that brought
Mhm.
you, you know, brought you on your journey. So is he into all this stuff too, or is it must be supportive of it?
Yeah, he's definitely supportive of it.
Mhm.
He was actually my practice person when before I graduated from the crystal healing, and he enjoyed it. He loves the crystals. I always give him crystals. He'll hold them. He loves the cards, the oracle and tarot cards. He'll pull those. So yeah, and he's into the sound bowls too. He loves the sound bowls.
That's awesome. It's nice when you have a partner that's, not just supportive, but actually into this stuff too.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun because I'll go to the crystal shop and I'll be like, I got you something. And I'll be like, what? I'll be like, oh, thank you. I was like, I thought of you. I don't know. This one called, I
Right.
saw it and I felt like you needed to have it.
Mhm.
So it's fun. I love
That's
it.
awesome. That is cool. So now what do you have, what's coming up for your business? Oh, you also do live crystal sales on Instagram. I think I should mention that too. I don't know if you have a set day of the week that you always do them, but I know you do those, right?
I do. So I was supposed to have one. This month has just been really different for me. I've been trying to take a break.
Yeah.
Just trying to take a
Yeah.
break because it's just like
I know.
2021. It's like
I know.
what?
I know. I don't
But
even
I
I don't
do.
even deal with this media stuff, and it's still
I can't.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I can't. But my plan is to do once a month. I do story sales too, so
Okay.
people could just purchase over the weekend if they're
Mhm.
interested in something. I also do one-on-ones. So if you're
Mhm.
looking for like a private shopping experience,
Oh.
I put everything out. Well, I'll ask you because if I put everything out, sometimes a person just wants jewelry or maybe they want
Right.
specific crystals. So the shopping experience is tailored to like your wants and needs.
Mhm.
Um, so I offer that. And I also am going to do monthly topics. So I'll be having you doing the birth charts at the end of the month, which is
Yeah.
really exciting. A lot of people are excited. I've been talking about it in Facebook groups too, just
Yeah.
to get the buzz going.
Mhm.
So I already have the first 3 months set up. So this month will be the birth charts. Next month, I have someone talking about twin flames. And then for March, I'm planning to have someone talk about yoni steaming. So just topics
Oh,
that
that's so fun.
can help.
Yeah, those are awesome. I actually just recommended that to two different people yesterday. One girl didn't know what it was, and I was like, "Girl, you need
Yeah.
to get on this. It is
Yeah.
amazing." Um,
Mhm.
yeah, that's so awesome.
Yeah, so I'm just looking to provide a space where people can come and learn, especially for beginners, because I know
Mhm,
for me, wasn't, it was intimidating, but I feel like
mhm.
San Diego is just a very accepting community when it comes to spirituality and wellness. But I know some other people may feel intimidated or shy, or they don't know what things are.
Mhm.
Maybe they don't have friends who are into the same things as them. So I just
Yeah.
want to provide this platform where they can learn about birth charts or their twin
Right.
flame, and
Yeah, a lot of
so
times people
I'm
don't know
looking
where
forward
to
to that.
start, you know?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, there's
it
just
can
so much information out there.
yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, it can be intimidating, especially if you're first starting out on your journey. It's funny you said The Secret. That was my gateway manifestation book too, and that's how I got to California.
yeah, crazy. It's a powerful
So
book.
it is. So you mentioned that you do story sales. Can you just explain how those work?
Yeah. So they're a lot easier than a live sale. Less
Okay.
anxiety for those that are trying to shop, because
Oh, okay.
when I first did the live sale, it's kind of like a bidding war. Like you have to beat the person,
Like an
whoever wants
auction?
to claim an item. Yeah, it's like an auction.
Oh, okay.
So with the story sale, I just post a photo of all the products that I have available.
Huh.
Sometimes I'll write little descriptions of what the crystals mean, just because some people want to know what
Right.
it means, the price, and then they'll just tell me claim, and then I send an invoice through PayPal, and then I ship it within a couple of days. So pretty
okay.
simple.
Yeah, modern
Yeah.
technology. What a way to shop these days, huh?
It's crazy. I know, because I feel like some people don't like going to the website. I feel like it's more of a personal experience because you're seeing it up close. I'm
Mhm,
giving them the description and they
mhm.
get to interact with me.
I
Because I thought
agree.
about that. I'm like, why doesn't anyone, go to the website when I direct them, but
Mhm.
everyone shops when I have it
Yeah,
on stories? And I'm like, well, because they're getting that one-on-one, they can
yeah,
ask me more questions.
yeah.
So
And I've been in business for a couple of years now, and your website is great, but it's really nothing but giving you like street cred. It really isn't. Like
yeah,
I have
yeah.
more people DM me to like book stuff than I have to go over that go off on my website. And I actually prefer it, to tell you the truth, because I like talking to them too. I
Yep.
could get a sense of their vibe or whatever it is.
Yeah. I'm glad that you mentioned that. So it feels good to know that I'm not alone. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
is it just me? Like, I
Yeah.
don't
Well,
know.
I mean,
But
it's good, like, if you want to showcase like your testimonials, I think that's a great place to do it. This way, like I said, it gives you that street cred. But I had my blog for a while, and I still write on it once in a while. I think obviously that's always a good house for that, and to have a little bit about you, but to have that personal interaction when you're shopping with, or booking, whatever it is. I think that that's probably going to be the way of the future, to tell you the truth.
yeah, yeah, that one-on-one personal experience, you can't beat it,
Hmm.
especially with everything that's going on now. People really want to interact with whoever they can. I mean,
Oh
I
my
know,
God.
I
Yeah.
know I do. I just want to talk.
I know. I'm like desperate. The Sprouts freaking cashiers are my best friends. It's like,
Mine is Target. The lady was waving at me today. I was like,
oh.
oh, I'm so excited. Help me
I
save some
know.
money today.
Right, right.
Oh man.
Okay, so well, can you just let everyone know what your website is, again, what your Instagram handle is, and what other platforms are you on that they can find you, and just the handles there?
Sure. So I hang out primarily on Instagram. So that's at
Mhm,
universalcrystals.com. So that's SOUL. My website is universalcrystals.com. The
mhm.
same for Facebook. I've been hanging out in Facebook groups too. And those are really the three. I have TikTok and Clubhouse and all that, but it's just so hard to keep up with everything.
I
So
know. I
it's
know,
just
I
so
agree
much.
with you. I was considering trying to do another platform besides Instagram, because I don't like all the censorship that's going on there. And I was
Yeah.
like, where the hell do I go?
Hmm.
So
It's just there's just so many different places to
I
go and
know.
then to keep up and maintain, and
Right. And
it's
for
like, all
some,
right.
at the end of the day, if you're a business owner, it has to be a place you could interact to make a sale.
Yeah.
Twitter, Parlor, those apps, that's not what that's for.
Yeah. No. And I have Twitter, and I think I made like one sale off of Twitter, but it's Gen Z. They don't care. They just want to go on there and talk crap. So
Yeah.
I'm like, they don't care about what
Like
I'm saying here.
crystals. I know. I know. I know. I agree. Well, I want to thank you so much for taking the time and come on. It was so great to have you here. Everyone, please give Melissa a follow at Universe Soul on Instagram, and check out her website. And you can find me also on Instagram for now, I guess, at Erin the Urban Mermaid, or my website is www.erintheurbanmermaid. And thank you all for tuning in. Love and light. Take care.